Yeah, yeah, uh, kale and jelly beans, yeah. Oh, I've gotta go. YouTube Live starting. Yeah, I'm the one supposed to be talking. Alright, talk to you later. Alright. Hey, come on in. Take your coat off. Get comfortable. I'm glad to see you here. Um, no, I wasn't talking about you, uh, but we are gonna talk about people. So, um, why are we gonna talk about people? Well, because people are the most challenging part of getting anything done, within organizations, well, just across the board. I guess I don't need to say anything more than that. It's, people are the challenging part, and it's like in organizations, effective leaders know that, they've gotta devote substantial energy to putting the right people in the right place, to understanding their people, and, the doing it wrong, or, just not being that good at it can cause tremendous stress and anxiety. Um, it can cause you tremendous stress and anxiety when you're not in the right place. So, you happen to be in the right place tonight if you'd like to learn a little bit more about this and, hopefully lower your stress and anxiety level. Um, one of my favorite situations is when something's not quite working, especially in the work environment, and somebody will say something like, "How is she not getting this done? This isn't rocket science." And, and everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." Well, from now on, when you hear that phrase, I want you to say, "Yeah, that's right. Rocket science is much easier." In rocket science, E always equals MC squared. And in dealing with people, you can never be sure what E equals. More than more than once, it often means, "What'd you say?" Or whatever. Just the energy that we put into things doesn't always come out as cleanly as it can in an arithmetic equation. So over the years of my work as a consultant with leaders and in leadership effectiveness and organizational effectiveness, I've often been contacted by leaders who have approached me with a frame of reference of, "Hey, I want you to come in and fix my people." And if you're watching this and if you've worked in organizations, basically if you're alive and you're over 5, you know the dirty little secret, right? It's not the people that need fixing. And, sometimes people go, "Oh, it's the leader that needs fixing." Not necessarily even. I would submit that this is more about awareness than it is about fixing anything. So, years ago, I had a client who, would complain constantly about, and be I should say be upset about choices her clients would make. It would really rattle her and things that uh she was in the personal training business, had a gym, and she had her own personal book of people she'd train, and she would get really rattled about, um, people not taking care of themselves, eating right, that kind of stuff. So anyway, one day I asked her, I said, "Do you consider yourself a powerful woman?" And of course, what do you think she said? Yeah, she said, "Yes." I said, "So then what would mastery look like in this situation?" And her response was, "Well, mastery would look like them doing what they're supposed to do." And also them not showing up and whining, and so her answers were all about what they should be doing. And, do you think that's the answer I was looking for? No. The answer I was looking for is mastery looks like you never getting rattled when your clients are misbehaving or not doing, or your employees are a problem. It's It's being accepting of just who others are, not letting it get to you, and, even though on some level, we all know that you can't change people, uh, there's just almost always a fleeting desire that that weren't so, and so we get into situations where we try to fix things. So, the only thing we can change is the way that we react to other people, and, when you master this, you can handle a lot of stuff without your peace and tranquility being disturbed. So I'm going to give you a couple of everyday words that I hope you can put to use in being more effective and having less anxiety, and just maybe even once in a while chuckling once in a while at how some things in life work. So the the thing I want to talk about today is being, BEING. And what do I mean by being? Well, being is the best way that I've always found to picture it is just, what are you like when you're sitting on a rock just gazing off on the horizon? And one of my mentors who taught me a ton, and more than one of my sessions on YouTube and elsewhere will come from what I learned from him, boiled it down to 4 words. And I make no claim that there's any scientific study validating this, but I will tell you, I have found it profoundly useful throughout my life. All right, so the 4 words, the 4 ways of being. First one, calm. Calm. What's calm? Well, calm's not showing emotion. It's not feeling nervousness. It's just calm. Enthusiastic. Enthusiastic is showing intense and eager enjoyment, and it is on the, basically you can't hide enthusiasm. Enthusiasm comes through a person's face. The next one's excited. Now, sometimes it's like, wait, enthusiasm, excitement, aren't those the same? No. When we're talking about excitement, we're talking about like molecules moving, bodies in motion, can't sit still. So that's the 3rd way of being. And I was going to go down a road that's not, I didn't intend to, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to back the truck up. All right. So the fourth way is being concerned. And so again, it's a person who's always worried, troubled, anxious. And while you probably heard these 4 words and you go, well, I can be any of those anytime. You're right. You can be calm, you can be enthusiastic, you can be excited, and you can be concerned. But that's temporary. It comes back to sitting on the rock. What is it? And like, start thinking about either yourself or people, and you're like, yeah, wow, I was with Jimmy the other day, and boy, we're in the most beautiful setting we could be on. We're sitting on the rock, the sky's blue, the breeze is delightful, and the guy is just worried. He can't relax. And so become an observer. Keep those 4 words in mind. Become an observer. And I'll tell you, once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. So who should you observe first? Obviously, I know you know the answer. Yourself. Figure out which one of those is for you. And you don't have to sit on a rock, but it could help. But just start cogitating, or is it cogitating or considering or dwelling on or meditating on those words, and you'll start to see there's one that kind of comes through. Now, another angle to look at too is what happens when I'm under stress. Do I get more calm? Do I get more enthusiastic? Do I get more excited? Do I get more worried? That can sometimes be an opposite angle from which to approach this information. For some people, it's immediately obvious. For others, it takes a little while. But once you see this and you can accept and say, wow, that's just my natural way, that's just who I am, you can start adding a layer of enjoyment in life that you probably haven't previously experienced. So, ridiculous amounts of energy get expended in marriages, in companies, in schools, you name it. Ridiculous amounts of energy get expended trying to change this. And it's innate. You're born that way. And like I said, I can't say it scientifically, but the more and more I experience it, and having my own kids, just all these other things, I have come to believe what my mentor said. And he said, you're born with it and it's with you. So, excuse me a second. Sorry for the cough. So I want to give you a couple of examples of people in fictional life and real life to observe and go, oh, okay, that's what that looks like. So remember, when we're when we're observing it. So observe if you've seen it, or whether you've seen it or not, watch an episode 2 of Seinfeld, and write those 4 words down and keep them in front of you: calm, enthusiastic, excited, concerned. And so if you've seen it already, you're sitting there going, oh yeah, okay, well, Jerry's always calm. Jerry's always the calm at the eye of the storm. Everything is just whirring around him. And then if we go to enthusiastic, I would say that Elaine is the one who most genuinely exudes enthusiasm. It's again, that whole thing of it being a mental thing that comes from the spirit. And so you can see, like, she's almost always up for anything or an adventure, and she's got a great smile. And so that's a pretty good example of what enthusiasm looks like. She kind of has her bummer moments sometimes, but for the most part. And then excited. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Come on, Kramer. Kramer can't even just walk into Jerry's apartment like a normal human being. It's always a grand entrance, which again, it's comedic shtick, but it's illustrative of what's going on. And you could label Kramer ADD, which that's the road I was going to go down a minute ago. And I hate the term because it's a label on people that may or may not be deserved. But anyway, so excited. And then of course, good old George. He's concerned about everything, and he is overwhelmed by his anxieties 24/7. So, there are those examples in Seinfeld. And then I'll just give you one other little set. If you're a football fan and you've observed NFL head coaches, who do we go to for calm? Of course, Bill Belichick, the epitome of calm. And, his press conferences are such a hilarious show. And it's not that I don't think it's that he's not faking being calm. I think he really is that calm, but he turns it to a level, where he just messes with reporters. But even for the most part, observe him on the sideline. Just look at what that looks like. Enthusiastic. Pete Carroll, dancing up and down the sidelines, animated. Every day he is a full-time motivational speaker, and so his being is enthusiastic. Excited. I'm gonna have to go. I'll go with John Madden because again, he's highly visible, and you can just feel that physicality coming out of the booth. And so we'll go with Madden for excited, and then concerned. Last year's Super Bowl champ, Andy Reid. And Andy Reid is an interesting study because in some ways over the years, I'll just share my own personal perspective, that at times I was curious if the reason he had such successful teams that never made it to the Super Bowl was because of that innate makeup. Because with that particular being, when stress increases, concern can start to grow too if the person doesn't know how to manage it, and can sometimes be an impediment to the effective action. All right, so let's wrap this up. So why add this? Why know this? So, well, you want to add a layer of understanding about yourself. It's just a nice tool to have in your toolbox. I would say that over the years, the people that have expressed relief from learning this are the people who live concerned. Because when you are of that makeup, you feel you take on especially in group settings, you will find the person whose being is concerned is constantly worrying about everything that could go wrong. Is the person who showed up with all the water bottles, who is provisioning, who feels the stress of that, but also when, like, if they're the only person of that makeup in the group, they'll start feeling a burden that they find hard to handle and can be a little bit they can grow a little bit resentful even of that. So when you're one of those people, I really want you to embrace this, because you can now start to understand that you are the only one that sees that. And hopefully you can appreciate that that's your gift to the group. And in some ways, you might get better even at delegating and sharing with others what your concerns are and what things you think might make for a better organization, better outing, better relationship, you name it. And so just in adding this layer of understanding, this is about, stop trying to calm the enthusiastic woman. Stop trying to, put the excited one in the corner. Stop trying to cheer. Well, you should cheer up the concerned ones, but understanding that you can do what you can do, but you're not going to overcome that certain innate concern. All right. So the 4 words: calm, enthusiastic, excited, concerned. Take those with you. Start just observing. Observe yourself, observe others. Go, wow. Oh, this is a way of being. Okay, cool. There's nothing to fix here. All right. Till next time. Cheers.